Hello, welcome to an overview of IDERA Change Manager. Here we're seeing the product homepage for Change Manager, so you can get to that from idera.com and then the DB Power Studio drill down. So Change Manager exists as a standalone product, but it's also part of a bundle called DB Power Studio. So you can get to the bundle page here where you see a link for DB Change Manager, and then that would bring you to this homepage. So you can download and install and use the tool with a free trial. And now we'll go through some of the core areas in this brief video, and then there's resources here for you as well. So you have summary pages here. Here's details on the platforms that are supported. And then, of course, you have documentation for all of the Power Studio products. So under Resources, Product Documentation, there's online wikis, or you can drill down to any of these areas here. And so DB Change Manager here would have a user guide and a quick start guide. So these are helpful utilities for you. Okay, so change management can mean different things to different users. So the focus of DB Change Manager in Power Studio are the ability to, of course, do comparisons. So there's database configuration comparisons, there's schema object comparisons, and then data comparisons. So you can roll out changes and deltas and differences. You can do reports on what's different between different areas. You can set up compliance with different rules and requirements. And then, of course, keep track of changes that happen in the database. So let's take a look here at the product. So it's up to version 17. And under Help About, you can see that's the version I'm showing you. And then here's the user interface where you have the navigation tree, which is similar to other areas within Power Studio, and then tabs within the application. Right. So I have a few slides here just to introduce some of the core areas. And again, the Change Manager tool is in some different bundles, and so it's in the developer bundle and the DBA bundle of Power Studio, and then exists standalone as well. So let's introduce a few of these areas. And so on the left-hand side, you can see my navigation tree, and that would be a starting point. And then you have a job explorer, which will organize these different types of jobs that I was mentioning, right? A configuration archive, a configuration comparison, then you have schema archive, schema comparison, and then data comparison. So the starting point would be connecting to your databases. And so here you can see I've created some folders. So you have the ability to create folders, where if I create new here, we'll create a folder. Otherwise, register would step you through a wizard interface connecting to the major platforms that Change Manager supports. And so for the Change Manager component, you have Oracle SQL Server, Sybase, DB2 for LUW. So similar platforms for DB Optimizer and Change Manager. Rapid SQL, DB Artisan extend to some other platforms as well. Okay, and so this is where you get started. You can connect, you can explore. So here you can see there's groupings of these type of jobs, or you can drill into the database objects and actually see there what objects are out there. So maybe a bit read-only. You don't have to create an alter from here, but you can see what objects are out there, drill into environments. Here I can see what tables are involved, and then depending on what I'm responsible for, maybe I'll select those in the schema wizard. So you have an explorer view, which is helpful. But otherwise, the starting point here would be creating a project or grouping, and then these type of tasks. So configuration archive is a baseline, right? So that's a similar concept with configuration or schema. And so configuration is database parameters, right? What are the settings for this database? And so this would be a wizard that would step you through, and then you have this similar look and feel here with overview, refinements, options, notification, history. So the play button would step you through these tabs and run this job, or you can navigate with these tabs in the lower portion of the screen as well. So start with a configuration archive, and then a configuration comparison would show what's different between those. So you can see a history of those, run a job on the fly, and then you have your results of, okay, what's on one side, what's not, what's on the other, what's in common, what's different, right? So easy interface for database configuration parameters, right? So here you can see summary and core SQL properties that are different between source and target. So then a schema archive is similar, a baseline of that schema and those objects. And then you have a schema comparison. So you can start with a schema archive job, and then this would step you through this type of wizard. Again, what's your starting point? what objects are you including in its archive, some different options here in terms of extracting DDL or creating different files. You have some notification capabilities with these tasks, so the scheduling component and then notifying that that completed is helpful. And then you can see a history or results of what's been executed. And so here in a, say, schema comparison, I have individual results that I can drill down into, see where things matched, and that's beneficial. And then the other third core area that we'll stick to in terms of this brief overview is a data comparison job. And so obviously that is a source and target of individual tables, right? And so then, you have similar user interface here with these options or the play button here to actually run that job again. So you'll have this history, keeping track of when the job's executed, and then again, you can drill into the results. And then here I actually generated, here's a comparison report in this example, right? So what's the differences between these two tables? What data is different? What percent matched? So these can be helpful areas. And again, this is part of a greater bundle called DB Power Studio and in both the developer and DBA edition. So DB Change Manager, you can download or access through the IDERA website, and then you can get to the Power Studio bundles as well. So the developer edition and the DBA edition each contain DB Change Manager. Okay, thanks for joining today's presentation, and good luck with Change Manager.